bring in Andreas Umland, who is in Berlin. He's an analyst at the Stockholm Center for Eastern European Studies. Welcome to you, Andreas. It's pretty clear. He said it in the Oval Office. President Zelensky said that he wants his country to be safe from Russian attack in the future. He wants guarantees of security, and the US just hasn't offered that as far as we are aware. Will the US need to make some move on that, move ground and offer such guarantees in order for there to be a deal?
Well, there have been so-called security assurances from the US in 1994 in the so-called Budapest Memorandum, which was a document adopted in connection with Ukraine's accession to the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty as a non-nuclear weapon state. And now Zelensky wants an upgrade of these assurances to guarantees. And this is something understandable, because the previous agreements that Russia has signed with Ukraine, there are dozens and dozens of them, before Putin came to power and after Putin came to power, most of them were violated, and grossly so violated, with the invasions of 2014 and 2022.
I'm used, when there's a ceasefire deal and two warring parties negotiate, I'm used to one side saying, well, you have to give us this in order for us to stop the conflict. I'm used to that. There's leverage. What I've not seen before, but maybe it's a common thing, is for the mediator to come in, the United States, and say, you need to pay us in order to broker peace. You need to give us your valuable minerals. Is Donald Trump exploiting Ukraine's situation, or is that just business?
That would basically depend on the implementation of this framework agreement, if it's signed, because it sort of leaves open how exactly. The idea initially has been brought up by Zelensky himself in 2024 in the so-called Victory Plan. And the idea here from the Ukrainian side is that American investment in Ukraine would actually sort of imply security guarantees from the US, because then these American investors would be asking their own government to make their investments in Ukraine secure. So that is the Ukrainian rationale behind this. The Ukrainian side has agreed to this now last version of the framework agreement, and so if it's signed, I think that is also in the Ukrainian interest. Again, it depends then on the implementation of the deal.
Andreas, thank you so much. Andreas Umland is my guest. He's an analyst at the Stockholm Center for Eastern European Studies.